Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. Today, we are talking week 2 of Dancing with the Stars 2022. It is Elvis night. I'm afraid I couldn't get the wig in time, so I guess I'll just have to, I don't know, gyrate and stuff. How else can I? But anyway, joining me for this podcast to talk everything Elvis and Dancing with the Stars week 2, it's Grace. How you doing, Grace?
If you start gyrating, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, she's doing the accent.
No, I'm not going to do an Elvis impersonation. That would be terrifying. But no, I'm doing okay. I had a short week because I had the Jewish holidays off and we had some testing going on. But September's almost over, which I'm a little bit surprised by. And I'm here.
Yeah, and it's a lot coming up in the next week.
Yeah. And I certainly have some thoughts. A lot of them involve the show as a whole, but let's not go there just yet.
All right. Well, you want to just dive into the show? Let's get right into it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of news, and actually it kind of came into fruition, but the news broke after the premiere. First off, the ratings for Disney Plus exceeded expectation by 9 times what they were expecting.
Do we actually have a number, or is that just,
I don't. That was Derek's statement, but
that's hyperbole. You never know with that.
I mean, I don't know what the expectations were, but a lot of people were saying, because there were a lot of fans that were just like, I'm not paying for Disney Plus just to watch Dancing with the Stars. Apparently,
were they saying it like that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell. I was reading comments on Facebook is for old people now, so they probably did sound like that.
Oh God.
Apparently Twitter's for old people now too, so we're old. I don't know.
We gotta get on the talk tick or whatever it's called. I don't know. Maybe we could.
That's the episode title.
This podcast, this reality hour show is just me making Grace cringe, honestly.
And it just started. Okay, but yeah, so the ratings were better. I think also having the episodes on Disney Plus does help because then people can go back and watch it archived. But also, anyway, the news broke out after the show that there were 4 crew members who tested positive for COVID. Yay. And apparently they don't work they work completely separate from one another. So it wasn't the biggest deal ever. But then we found out that Daniela tested positive for COVID, our champion. And she tested positive the night before the show. So Joseph had to pull in Alexis at the last minute. He and Pasha, her husband, were masked during the show. Thankfully, everything else is okay. I saw some people complaining, why are they still doing COVID testing? Because apparently Biden did declare the pandemic over. But if that's a protocol that the show has to go through, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. That's not my decision to make, but I don't know.
I have a bit of a dumb question, or maybe just something you would know that I wouldn't. So in situations like this where a pro isn't able to dance and they have someone else step in, do they have that at all times? Is there just always an understudy kind of studying the pro just in case something like that happens? Or is it just kind of spur of the moment, hey, we need someone, can you learn this in a day or so?
I honestly don't know. It depends, because there have been because I mean, the expectation currently is that Joseph will dance with Alexis again next week. But if it's just a one-time thing, then I think they probably don't show them on standby learning the numbers in case they need to get pulled in. But it probably does happen. If it's long-term, season 24 when Max was out for weeks and then they had to bring Alan in, that probably they're probably not even in the picture. Max probably wasn't even in the picture at that point. But they probably do have them on standby, plus they're professional dancers, so they can handle it.
Yeah, but to learn it in one day, if the pro got sick so quickly, what if the pro messes up? Has that ever happened? Has there been errors on the pro's part?
That the pros mess up in dances? Yes, all the time.
Give me an example.
The first thing I can think of is season 22, I believe it was, Wanye Morris and Lindsay. There was a bandana on the floor and Lindsay slipped on it. but that's like a minor thing. They fall, they have wardrobe malfunctions, that kind of stuff. But I mean, the pros do mess up. They're human. It happens.
All right. So let's actually talk about this week as a whole. Did you enjoy it? Do you think it was a good week?
I initially, when I found out it was Elvis week, it was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. A lot of jives, a lot of quick steps. I was not expecting the Alfonso Ribeiro American Idol-esque history lessons on Elvis. Kind of made me feel like I was like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I liked it. It felt like American Idol, like something that used to be on those shows when it was, not like it is now when they had, results shows and had a lot of time to pad. But
I mean, they have more time. They don't have commercials. But hey,
which, by the way, still, I don't like this. I got to be honest.
If you need a time to get a snack or go to the bathroom, those history lessons are it.
There's no breaks. Again, I was watching the show. I was like, when am I supposed to stretch? Like, there's no break. It just
when the judges are talking,
it just keeps going. Anyway. Touche, but I got to be honest. Like, you can knock commercials all you want. I feel like they are a part of the TV experience, and I miss them. For some shows, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Let's talk about the contestants. Should we talk about the results first?
No, let's do that at the end. So let's start with Elvis's early years.
We have to save it for the end because I might flip a table.
Oh yeah, those of you who asked me for stats, I did them this week. Now Adam did start this week with one more couple than me, but if you take the eliminated couple out of the mix, it was a dead tie.
Why is it a dead tie? It's always so close.
No, it isn't. Usually I run away with it. Not anymore.
Not this early. Look, I gotta win this. You've one viable winner, I feel, at this point. And
I know. But let's start with my second shocker. Very little chance.
All right, we got not Jesse. We got I almost said Jordan, Jesse, and Alan doing a foxtrot to trouble, but not that trouble. What did you think?
First off, I did like the costume. Kind of love that her son is Elvis obsessed, but I don't know how old he is.
That was adorable.
I know. It was technically good. She did take the judge's advice on working on her legs. That was good. But it felt kind of like she was holding back a little bit this week. So I think maybe she was just thinking too much about the technique and not really focusing on the performance aspect. And I mean, she did get a better score. She got a 25. So I was happy about that. I mean, I agreed with the judges. Bruno wanted it to be smoother. Derek wanted her to point her feet more. They were both right on. It just kind of felt like she was just trying to make the judges happy. And the type of winners, like the season 27 winner, whose name we don't say here, he never tried to make the judges happy. He just did whatever he wanted to do.
He also didn't try to make Grace happy.
He's not in the business of that.
Jesse's still giving me mid-packer.
Yeah, I regret picking her so quickly.
Yeah, was she like your second or third pick?
Yes, I had a better feeling about her than I wanted to.
I got one word for that. Yikes.
I mean, the American Idol draft, my second pick was Daniel Marshall. So, like, Caitlin Bristow won the whole show. Alyssa Ray didn't work out at all. Daniel Marshall really didn't work out. Melora almost did. So, yeah.
Who's Melora?
Last season. She got eliminated. Yeah, she got eliminated the week before the finale. She was the one from The Office.
Oh, right. I remember vaguely. All right, Jordan and Brandon. To you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Oh God, we're getting the Carlton over here.
Carlton. Um, she also sang this in a karaoke contest and won $1,000, which isn't that what American Idol winners get now? If they're lucky.
You get a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts and your
For
name in the paper.
$1,000 though. Although also, if I were 12 years old and I won $1,000, I'd be like, yes, and I'd probably spend it all on something stupid, knowing me. But no, for Jordan, she had a quick step. I'm sorry, 4 quick steps and 4 jives. Although next week we have 8 rumbas, so maybe I shouldn't complain. But no, all of the quick step elements were there, but it kind of looked like there were some times where like she was like dragging behind Brandon, like Brandon was kind of just pulling her to do the dance, and didn't really feel like a conjoined team. That's like my big thing.
I didn't think this one was really that good, if I'm being honest. This was like a little messy.
By week 2 standards for quick step, it wasn't bad at all. Like it was still like, as far as scores, hang on a second. Darn it. Oh, dang. She was like right in the middle. She had a 27. I do have confidence in her that she can pull it together, but quick step is not an easy dance, and it's very early in the competition.
Yeah, I think she's top of the mid pack, if I'm being honest. All right, we got next up.
I say she might squeak into the semifinals, but even I think that might not happen. And at this point, if you were to ask me if she'd make the final, I'd probably say no.
But will Sam and Cheryl make the finale? Probably not.
No,
Heartbreak Hotel. I think 1 or 2 more weeks and they're in trouble.
This was a lot better than last week. I'll say that much. And I was actually a little bit nervous about a Viennese waltz with Heartbreak Hotel. Like, I know it's in triple, but it's really, really fast triple. It's like da 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 da. And I'm like, is this like, I know Viennese waltz is a faster waltz, but like, is it too fast? I mean, they slowed it down. The arrangement was actually really cool. But no, like, I think maybe he might be better with ballroom. But also, why was he asking about chocolate?
Chocolate's good.
I know, but he asked if his dance involved chocolate. I'm like, no, Sam. I don't think Sam is long for this competition, but I will give him credit for the improvement.
But did Shangela and Gleb improve with their quick step to shake, rattle, and roll?
They got the same score they got last week, so no. Now, this is another thing. Like, I talked about how Jessie was trying to be a judge's pleaser. Shangela's just going to be herself. And that's exactly what she has to do. Because, I mean, and I feel bad for Shangela in this regard, but, like, there are too many people that watch this show that will just never vote for a drag queen. It's sad to say, but unfortunately it is the truth. And I mean, next week at some point she's going to have a serious number. And next week, given that she has a rumba and it's James Bond week, I'm thinking that's going to be the night. But no, they did a good job. It was fun and upbeat. It was right up Shangela's alley. I love how much she relates to Elvis. Did not love seeing Abby Lee Miller in the audience rooting for her because she is a god-awful human being. But I do hope Shangela sticks around. I don't see her in the finale at this point, but some people are saying she's Gleb's best partner to date. I'm not going to dethrone Jana Kramer just yet. But I do give Gleb
Kramer was really good. That one song to the Selena Gomez song, that was like one of the best of the season.
That is the best choreography I've seen Gleb do. But no, Gleb is actually like really invested in this partnership, which I'm happy to see as well. So I do think
How far did Jana go?
She came in 4th. And then Lauren Elena also came in 4th. That's the furthest Gleb's ever gotten.
I don't think he's gonna do it this year. I think Shangela's probably 5th or 6th, maybe even a shocker earlier.
I'm already envisioning like her going to the bottom 2 when she shouldn't, and the judges like obviously keeping her around. Because like if it's Shangela and Sam, obviously they're gonna send Sam home. And they should send Sam home. But like I can kind of like see her being in the bottom 2, not really deserving to be there. But if
Well,
it's Shangela and Charlie, like they're sending Shangela home. And
what should we
speaking of,
talk about?
let's talk about the person who did go home.
Our greatest talent. What a waste. What a waste. I'm gonna miss her, Grace. There's no way to say it otherwise. I was hoping we would get one more week with her. I knew it was not looking good, but this was an improvement a little bit.
Yeah, Derek and Bruno are on your side because they voted to keep her. But no, all shook up. I can't hear the song on the show and not think of Ian Ziering when he did this song. I think it was his last week on the show too. It was his jive. He got a perfect score. And he wore like a full-on Elvis costume. Actually, I know Cheryl can't stand him now. Cheryl was actually his partner, but that dance was fantastic. This was, I mean, first off, her saying she was surprised to be in the bottom two last week. I wasn't. Maybe I'm the only one here, but no. So the legs needed to be a lot cleaner for Jive. There were a few off time moments, but also I think Pasha is kind of becoming the new Keo because this is the third year in a row he's been eliminated second. And like some people are just like, put him with a 21-year-old ballerina next season. Wouldn't that be nice? It's probably never going to happen, but I mean, I really hope that Pasha can catch a break next season. That's my only hope, but I am not surprised at all to see Teresa go.
Do you think we will get a Dancing with the Stars All-Stars again at some point?
No.
Never? Why never? Why do you say it like that?
Because the first one was a disaster.
Why was it a disaster?
I mean, it was one of those ideas that sounded amazing on paper, but turned out to be terrible. And like, they brought back, it was like all like, everyone except for two of them at least made the final their season. And most of them were not nearly as good as they were the first time.
Just give me some hope for a return from Teresa.
I would say if there's an all-star season, there's no way in hell she'd be there. But apparently they asked Kate Goslin to be part of the all-star season. And they got
I do not know who that is.
You don't know who Kate Goslin is?
Who is she?
You've never heard of or seen John and Kate +8? No, she and her now ex-husband had a show on TLC. They have 8 kids. They have twins and sextuplets. And it was like a reality show about their lives. And now they're divorced. And when Kate was on the show, she like cried every single week until she finally got kicked off. This is one of her dances she did to paparazzi, and she looked like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz meets a zombie. It was,
horrifying. But was Danielle and Britt's jive horrifying? No, they were pretty good actually.
Yeah, so now we're in the film era, Elvis's movie career. Here's the thing with Daniel. We got to meet his moms this week. So I don't know if having 2 moms is going to lose him points too. I hope it doesn't. The character he nailed, of course, he's an actor. There were a few misfires. The judges were like praising him one side and back up the other for being so on with the music, which I mean, I guess is more impressive when you can't hear, but I don't think he wants to be like treated with kid gloves. At least I hope he doesn't. But no, there were a few technical mishaps, but he is going to be in this for a while and he is willing to put the work in. So I'm very happy about that.
I'm surprised they graded him so high. Like I did see some mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it was good. Like, I mean, he got a 29, so he was up there on the leaderboard, and I mean, I'm happy about it. But like, I also don't want to see the judges or anyone else, acting, like I don't know. I don't want the inspo porn to take over, I guess. And I know like somebody's going to slam me in the comments, but.
Well, let's talk about Gabby and Val doing Can't Help Falling in Love. My favorite Elvis song, and I think most people's, right?
Either this or Hound Dog. I think Hound Dog is probably his most popular.
Well, what is well, I don't know if they are most popular, but they got one of the highest grades of the night.
They
They're
were
on my team.
They were in a 3-way tie for number one.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that?
Well, first off, Gabby, congratulations on getting engaged. But coming from The Bachelor, I think we all know how long it's going to last.
Ooh, burn. Grace is on fire.
Oh, we all know. Nobody on who. Oh no, I think there was a question on Family Feud. It's like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much the people going on The Bachelor actually want to get married? Guess what the number one answer was? They don't. They don't. Anyway, back to Gabby. I knew somebody was going to do a Viennese waltz to this song. I knew it. It was extremely predictable. And she did look really nice. I think Gabby is the person on your team that I'm most afraid of.
Not Charlie?
No. But I mean, Bachelor Nation holds a way higher, holds way more power on this show than Gen Z. And she did look beautiful. There were a few things that I figured Len would harp on, but he didn't. So I don't know, but she was definitely one of the better ones of the night. And this is going to be the furthest Val makes it in a while.
How much has he won ever?
Twice. Rumor Willis and Lori Hernandez. And before that, he's made the finale a bunch of times, just not recently.
But will Vinny and Coco make the finale? Probably not, honestly.
Absolutely not. His score went up.
Quick to put that one down.
His score went up 10 points from last week. 10. Now, like I said, better. His frame wasn't bad for Quickstep. But his feet were sloppy, and I didn't see a whole lot of problems with timing. So kudos to Vinny and Coco. But I mean, for one thing, I was a little bit confused that Viva Las Vegas was in the Hollywood part of the show and not the Vegas part. Just kind of seemed obvious. But it's also from the movie Viva Las Vegas. So
I don't really have much notes here, honestly.
Like I said, it was better. Needs to work on his feet. And hopefully with Rumba, he can be smooth. But we'll see.
Well, next up, we got Charlie and Mark, my number one draft pick. I want them to win.
So I missed this, but apparently Tyra made a comment that a lot of people were creeped out by on the show. And I don't pay attention to Tyra, but
what was the comment?
Oh, apparently, no, she made a comment about her having a really pretty neck, and people thought it was weird that she would say it. But I mean, I don't know. But also, Charlie talked about how much pressure she felt being number one. If you're number one every week, you're not going to win. First of all, I don't think it's ever happened. She was good this week, predictably. My big complaint is I just didn't feel like it had a lot of energy. And I can already tell that Charlie is a perfectionist, and I feel like she's afraid to let loose. Which for right now is not an issue. Christy Yamaguchi is very similarly, but Christy Yamaguchi destroyed everyone technically, but she didn't perform as well as some of her opponents. Wayne can outperform her any day. So if he starts to overtake her, it's going to be a problem for Charlie.
I don't think that'll happen.
It might not, but who knows?
Well, let's talk about Selma and Sasha doing a jive to Jailhouse Rock. What do you think?
Definitely had a lot of energy. I guess I can't because my biggest thing with jive is the legs have to be clean and sharp, and hers weren't, but I guess I can't really fault her for that. Because the judges are not going to criticize her, I don't think. Unless she starts to outlast people that should still be there. then the backlash is going to ensue. But like she also got the same score last week as this week, so I feel like there's a stall coming, and she might get passed up. But I hope that doesn't happen. The energy was great.
Can I ask you a question? Was that a yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can she win?
No,
Why do you say that?
because there are better dancers.
I got to be honest. Like, I can hypothetically see her winning. I don't say that ironically. I think she really is a bit of a dark horse here. I think it might not be doing this. It might not be smart to just kind of easily, discount her.
I'm already sensing possibly for her like the Melanie C trajectory, where she ends up in the bottom two with someone else who shouldn't be there, and she ends up going over the other person. I don't want to see that happen, but I can't really tell yet. But at this point, I think she can win.
It was really jarring to see her moving like that. I mean, like you see her before, like walking with a cane. I was like, oh, she can do splits. It was like,
yeah, the split, the cartwheel, like
it was just very, yeah, it was cool. But it was like, oh, like I didn't even know, like it was surprising, but good for her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We move on. Cheryl and Louis, Tango, little less conversation.
That song, I've said it before. Actually, somebody I saw online said that the only reason that this song came out after Elvis died because it probably would have killed him.
Ouch.
Oh, no. I don't know. But no, like Cheryl mentioned that she's seen Elvis live, which I guess is perks of being the oldest person in the competition. But no, I mean, Louis seemed to be more focused on pleasing Carrie Ann. Again, don't try to make the judges happy. Although in this case, with more advanced choreography, that probably is a good thing because Cheryl proved last week that she can handle more advanced choreography. But it didn't work. This didn't like at some points I felt like Cheryl was just walking. I wasn't impressed at all, and clearly I wasn't the only one because she got the lowest score of the night and she was in the bottom two.
I would have cut her.
I would have sent both of them home, but I mean,
you got to pick one.
If I had to pick one, like based on this week alone, I probably would have sent Cheryl home, but Teresa had been in the bottom two before, so clearly like she had just been running on fumes. Cheryl's on Eric's team. I have no loyalty, but he's not here. But yeah, like I don't want to say Cheryl's going home next week, but she is definitely not going to make it very far in the competition. She's not making it to Halloween night, that's for sure. Maybe not even Disney.
But are Joseph and Alexis making it there with If I Can Dream? These transitions, by the way, are just brilliant. I just got to pat myself on the back for it.
Well, even though Alexis did do a really nice job, I'm kind of hoping that Daniela will be recovered from COVID by Halloween week. She should be. She's symptom-free. But I think they're planning on Joseph dancing with Alexis this week because Daniela can't rehearse. Well, first off, I do have to give some props to Joseph. Because like I said, Danny tested positive for COVID overnight. So he had to switch partners in a day. Like he probably did camera blocking with Daniela on Sunday and then had to do the show on Monday with Alexis. So
how does she learn the stuff that quickly?
She was probably sitting in on rehearsals. Plus, she's
even so it's just watching.
When you're a professional, like, I mean, I've watched too much Dance Moms, but like a very important skill in professional dancing and being a professional musician is being able to quickly pick up and comprehend movement. And it's not easy to do that. So kudos to Alexis.
But that's like think about it this way. It's like an American Idol contestant learning an entirely new song that they've never heard before. Like
they do that all the time.
No, but like having one day to memorize it, like that's...
They've done it.
When did they do?
I've seen it happen before. There's something
All
in
right.
my eye. So forgive me. There's something in my eye and I can't get it. And I'm on camera. So
Is there something in Trevor and Emma's?
we never finished talking about Joseph, and Heidi was next anyway. For Joseph,
Oh, Heidi.
his upper body looked really, really nice. His arm movement was really good. The feet, and also like the judges point. I think it was Bruno pointed out his butt was sticking out. He seemed kind of uncomfortable that Bruno was looking like that's his job, dude. And also, if it's sticking out, we kind of can't not look at it.
Yeah, but I don't think he's here for much longer, honestly. I think he's like low mid-pack.
Oh, he's not. Danielle is not getting a second win in a row. That's for sure. But I don't know.
But will Artem with Heidi doing
these
transitions?
We can go on to. I love this song.
I really don't like it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy they got a foxtrot. It was a better fit than last week, for sure. Definitely suited her better. There was nothing wrong with it. But I don't think she's going to make it very far, if for no other reason that I feel like she's going to be seeing this entire competition as, just Charlie's mom, which I don't think is fair to her. But I knew she was going to make it through this week. Len said he wanted her to be more free. So I don't know if he wants her to go the Teresa route and let loose and be crazy, which I hope she doesn't take.
No one put a table near her.
Oh boy. 28.
I don't think that.
I still don't think I can make it that far.
Yeah, I'm just imagining, like, if I'm a producer on the show, like, the goal of this casting of the mother and daughter is that they're both going to be in the bottom two at one point, right? And then it's going to be this whole dramatic moment, right? Come on, that's what they want. Think about American Idol, like that's. But
they would do that, but I'm thinking about the week that Alexa Pena Vega was eliminated on, and because they didn't announce the bottom two, but she was in jeopardy with Carlos, and they stalled it over a commercial break. So meanwhile, they're like on stage, bawling their eyes out because one of them is going home.
By the way, that episode is the most frustrated I've ever been with a TV show, a reality TV show.
Does that include the
almost broke me? What was that?
Does that include the All-Star season of Big Brother, which apparently sucked?
Yeah, that was awesome. Well, speaking of Big Brother, so
here we go.
No, it's going to come full circle. So that Dancing with the Stars episode, my two favorites that season were Alexa. Okay, she's not going. And Bindi. They were my two favorites. And I would probably have given the edge, honestly, in the early rounds to Alexa.
Bindi was always winning. Stop checking on her.
No, this time she's going.
Oh, God.
Here's something that
Alexa, stop. See, this is going to be annoying. But that girl from Spy Kids, let's put it that way. She essentially had a subpar week, I think the previous one, but that week she got like straight 10s. She just needed to make it past this week, and then she was probably golden for the next week into the finale. But another contestant, Tamar Braxton, was on the show. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah. She was like, they were going to rush her into the show, and essentially, if she didn't perform, she would be eliminated. And the girl from Spy Kids would make it through another week. And they built it up this entire time, and in the end, Tamar ends up coming back to the show, dancing. Oh, the girl from Spy Kids goes home. The next week, Tamar drops out. And I was so frustrated because if Tamar had just dropped out that first week, the girl from Spy Kids would have made it probably to finale night and still probably would have lost, but at least would have gone far. And ironically enough, her partner was Mark. Mm-hmm. And how this all comes back to Big Brother, because Tamar Braxton was one of the cast members on the first season of Celebrity Big Brother, where she won. Mm-hmm. Not even listening.
Unanimously.
No interest. Did you know about this beforehand?
Yes, I did. I knew she won.
So it all comes back to Big Brother. Always. So many contestants from Dancing with the Stars have been on Big Brother.
No, see, I know I complain about Dancing with the Stars having all these bachelorettes and all that, but I'm thinking like if this show were on CBS, we'd have all these Big Brother alumni, all these Survivor alumni, and I'm just like, yeah, that's worse. Now let's
But
talk.
do we feel the same way about Trevor and Emma? Honestly, this is the contestant I've like the least anything to say about him. Honestly, he did well, but I just have like no notes
This
here.
wasn't bad at all, but I feel like it was all Emma. And at one point, like I saw a shadow of the singer behind him, and I was paying more attention to that than I was to Trevor at times. The judges loved it. He got a lot better than last week. So I was happy about that. I don't know how long he's gonna stay, but
I don't know. He's on your team, right?
yes.
Well, let's actually talk about a contestant here who has a shot. Don't want to say too good of a shot. It is oh my god, you tell me who it is.
Wayne and Whitney, 2 W's, which is what Whitney's going to have at the end of this season. For me, if I had to give an award for the most Elvis-esque dancer of the night, I would give it to Wayne, hands down. And the judges said his kicks and flicks were the best of the night. I was happy he was in the pimp spot this week. I kind of figured he was going to get a pimp spot at one point. Maybe not this early on, but I was happy to see it.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be in the finale, and that's all I'm gonna say there.
Oh, he's a sure thing for the finale at this point. Tied for number 1 with Gabby and Charlie. The best hope on my team, probably the only hope on my team.
I have 2 of those. So but yeah, that's those are the contestants, and then we get to the results. What happens, Grace?
The bottom 2 were Cheryl and Louie, and Teresa and Pasha. Derek and Bruno both saved Teresa. Carrie Ann and Len both saved Cheryl. And since he's the head judge, he gets the deciding vote. So Cheryl got to stay, and Teresa is gone, and Adam is sad.
Boo.
A lot of people do complain about. Okay, hold the booze. But a lot of people do complain about Len being the deciding vote because he's the head judge. Like, I think some people would rather see what they do on X Factor and AGT and just toss it back to the public vote. I mean, for X Factor, that would be like, I was thinking like if Simon were the deciding vote, people would be crying foul. Well, I mean, AGT, like X Factor, they supposedly have categories. They supposedly mentor the contestants. So that leaves too much room for bias, in my opinion, if Simon gets the tie-breaking vote. But I don't know. Like, would you rather Len be the decider, or would you rather them go back to the public? Because I'm kind of torn on this.
I would rather I get to decide, not the public, just me. Like every time there's a result, they'll text me. They'll be like, "Hey, Adam, which of these 2 should we save?" And
and you have a
spoiler alert: it's always going to be people on my team.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, between these 2, I probably would have sent them both home if given my druthers. But I mean, if I had to choose between Len gets to decide and going back to the public, I'd probably say go back to the public.
Well, let's talk about the week to come. What's on the horizon?
Next week is the 60th anniversary of the James Bond movies. So it's all
random AF.
I know. So it's all Bond songs, and this is another thing. Like, people are complaining. Like, I know last year we did a little tangent on themes, and and I realized this. I realized my least favorite themes on American Idol are the most limiting ones, the ones that are like so narrow that everyone's pretty much doing the same thing. Like like Britney Spears night last week, we had a lot of the same styles. This week, out of Elvis night, there were 15 dances. We had 4 jives. We had 4 quick steps. This week is Bond night. There are 14 dances. Guess how many rumbas there are?
6.
8. More than half.
Is that a good thing?
Well, see, I was thinking back to this because, like, in the early days when there were no themes, everybody would get either this Latin dance or this ballroom dance. So there'd only be 2 dance styles for the whole episode. And I kind of realized, like, I didn't think I missed that until we get these, like, super niche, narrow themes where everybody's doing the same thing.
Mm. But what are the performances? What do we have coming?
Alrighty. Here we go. Jesse and Alan will be doing a rumba to Goldfinger from Goldfinger. I don't know.
Have you seen a lot of James Bond movies, by the way?
No. Also, this is the most disheartening thing for me because I'm a huge Adele fan. Nobody is doing Skyfall. I'm so angry. That song won a freaking Oscar. Anyway, Jordan.
Let the sky fall. Didn't No Time to Die also win? Yeah, I remember because it beat Encanto.
A lot of them did. Jordan and Brandon will be doing a rumba to License to Kill.
Alrighty.
Sam and Cheryl will be doing a samba to Los Muertos Vivos Están. It's from the Spectre movie.
All right.
We have to have a Latin song in there, I guess. Shangela and Gleb will, of course, be doing a rumba to GoldenEye. What are you laughing at? What?
No, I like that song. No, I was fixing my desk.
No.
And I like that song.
I'm not surprised that she got the Tina Turner song, although there's a Madonna song too. So Daniel and Britt will also be doing a rumba to The World Is Not Enough. Gabby and Val will be doing a cha-cha to Die Another Day.
Alrighty.
Vinny and Coco will be doing a rumba to Thunderball. Charlie and Mark will be doing a rumba to the current most recent Bond song, No Time to Die.
Okay.
I knew that one was getting done. Selma and Sasha will be doing a rumba to For Your Eyes Only. Cheryl and Louie, probably their last dance, will be doing a rumba. It's the last one, thankfully. To
what kind of dance are they doing?
A rumba. To Diamonds Are Forever, which I've only heard ever done on American Idol. Joseph and Alexis are doing an Argentine tango to Writings on the Wall. I love that song. Can they please get Matt Terry to sing it? It'll never happen. Heidi and Artem are also doing an Argentine tango to Another Way to Die from Quantum of Solace. Trevor and Emma will be doing a tango to You Know My Name from Casino Royale. And Wayne and Whitney will be doing a tango to The Name's Bond, James Bond, also from Casino Royale.
Which one are you most excited for?
I mean, Joseph has my favorite song of the episode. So I'm happy about that. I mean, some of these people, I'm just not sure how they're going to do with rumbas. Like, I'm happy they're getting them, but I am so sick of these themes being so goddamn narrow.
Well, I guess we'll see. A lot to look forward to. But Grace.
I don't know. Can we pull together a Bond costume? I know nothing about James Bond, but
I don't know. But where can we find you, Grace?
In a hole, grading papers and doing homework.
Okay.
And on Twitter. And on Twitter, reality2_Grace. And running our podcast Twitter at Reality Hour Pod, which Eric needs to link into our YouTube channel.
Call him out, Grace. Call him out.
He's normally watching us.
What?
He's normally watching and trolling us. It's probably past his bedtime, though.
Be nice to Eric.
It's my bedtime.
Yeah, me too, if I'm being honest. All right. Well, you can find me probably getting ready for bed, if I'm being honest. And also on Twitter at Adams Soapbox. Grace, anything else from the episode? Any hopes and dreams for this rest of the season?
I'm already kind of looking forward to the opening number next week, strangely enough. But I'm also like, I'm guessing if they're gonna. I was thinking they're gonna do the movies in chronological order, but Charlie's already been in the pimp spot, so maybe they won't.
Do you think Jordan Sparks will be in a spot that isn't first or second?
She has to be at some point. Maybe she'll get the pimp spot.
Well,
but if you're going in order, then Charlie's going to get the pimp spot again, and she's already had the pimp spot. So we'll see.
It's a lot to look forward to, but it was nice talking to you, Grace, as it always is. Well, we'll be back next week. And to any of our viewers, thank you for joining us. Or should I say, thank you very much.
Reality Hour has left the